Are you considering brochure design to promote your company, but you're just not sure where to start? I'm Maja Wolnik from Maja Creative, and this month I want to talk to you about effective brochure design as a sales tool. At Maja Creative, we want to help you build a more meaningful, memorable, and successful brand. So stay tuned for our brochure design tips. So how do you create an effective brochure? I find that one of the biggest hurdles is just getting started. If this sounds like you might be wondering, where do I even begin? What kind of information do I need to include? Do I need a copywriter? Where will I find all the images? Do I need professional photography? What do I even talk about? At Maja Creative, we make this process really easy for you. We have a unique brand deep dive process where we sit down with you and ask you all the right questions that we can extract from your brain to create an effective brochure. So one of the first things that we will discuss is your brand. What is your brand about? Ultimately, a brochure needs to tell your brand story. But do you even have a brand story? Do you know what is unique about your brand? Do you know what your brand personality is? Do you know what is your brand tone of voice? We help you establish your brand story by digging deep into what your brand stands for. The second thing that we will ask you is your target market. This particular piece of communication, who is it intended for? Now, I really want you to think about the types of clients that you serve. But more specifically, think about the actual person that is going to be holding this brochure in their hands. When you dig deep into their hearts and minds, you will connect with them on a much deeper level. So you really need to understand them. What are their wants and needs from your product or your category? What kind of information would help them understand more about your company? What exactly do you want them to do with this kind of information? What's the intention? Do you want them to visit your website? Do you want them to buy your product or service? Do you want them to call your number? Or do you want them to fill out a form? The third thing you need to consider is the intention of your brochure. Is this brochure a more generic company brochure that profiles your brand? Or are you selling specific products or services? In that case, we might need to tell a story of your intangible service, or create a multiple page catalog or document that will showcase your products. Last but not least, you need to consider the structure of your brochure. How will your brochure flow? When we understand the intention of the brochure, we can determine how many pages will be appropriate. If it's a catalog, you'll need multiple pages. If it's a company brochure, perhaps a 6-page trifold will be suitable. You also need to consider how you are going to distribute your brochure. Is it going to be posted in the mail? Are you going to go over it in person with your clients or a board of directors? Perhaps you only need a digital version, a PDF that you can email to your prospects. All of these elements make up an effective brochure, but that's only the beginning. That's what we call a brochure strategy. There are so many other crucial elements that are important in developing an effective brochure. So stay tuned for my next tip. If you love this brochure tip, please share it with your business friends. I'm Maja Wolnik from Maja Creative. Have an awesome day.